Hello Tubesters, an impromptu video from Gav, just showing you the other flat figure that I purchased off eBay. It's a Hussar, Napoleonic obviously, and I can't get back off the bench any farther, so Gav, hang on a minute. Right, so 54mm, let's get in a bit, there you go. So again, like the Napoleon figure, the way you'd paint this is putting a light source on it. So let's put him down for a minute. Obviously he's lying down there rather than standing up, but let's just quickly take that bit there. Come on Gav, switch on. Right, so you'd shine a light, or either have a light shining like this one, and if this was standing up, you'd see where the lights hit. So you take a couple of photographs and store them on your camera type of thing. Then when you've come to once it's been primed, you then start putting your shadows and highlights and midtones in. The idea with these flat figures, because they are literally flat, you're having to do, you're doing the dimensions, you're trying to bring it all out in paint. So I mean, Shane had said, I wonder if it's any easier or harder to do than a round figure, and I would say they're going to be harder. I've never done one yet. I might even do this one first because I just love the subject. It's another mounted figure. So where the reins are, you'd be painting false shadows underneath, depending on obviously how tight, like that reign's quite tight, so you might just have no shadow or a small shadow. A more looser rein, you'd have the shadows going further down, so you're bringing that almost flat detail out in paint, if that makes sense. Obviously your usual shadow areas where you'd put them on a normal round figure, but again you probably have to accentuate them more. These would be leather normally, and again you'd find some way of getting those to stand out 3D with paint type of thing. Again, put some shadows in. Shabra, oh JC, what was it? Shabraque, I believe. Like the portmanteau here. Yeah, I got that one right. You know, maybe some more shadow areas here. Definitely shadow areas where the other legs are. You know, all that type of thing. You'd show more shadow areas, depending obviously where you're gonna feature your sunlight coming from. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, again, let's just have to move it up a bit so you can see. Really looking for, I'll probably do this first only because I know where I am with this type of figure rather than the Napoleon, which is going to take some working out because it's from a painting. If you fancy having a go on this, the seller I believe had several of these in different poses. You might want to get one. That's on the UK eBay. Just put flat tin figures in, 54mm flat tin figures, and it'll come up. But I'd really like to have a go at this one. I mean, the movement in that is absolutely delightful. I love it. And you've got some bit of grass at the bottom. As I say, you'd normally, as it's on the black background there, if you think this is all painted, that's how you'll often display them, against a black background. And I know definitely like the 30mm ones, they'll often cut a slither into like a piece of mounting card or foam and have them right up to the cardboard. Obviously this guy's a 54mm figure. I don't pretend to know anything about the genre really. Hey, even speaking like somebody who knows his art. But yeah, I just think that's fantastic. It's got his sword arm up there. I was thinking I'd probably do it this, well, I'm going to do it both sides, but I'd probably display in this side more often. Yeah, can't wait to do that, just for the learning experience and just seeing if I can make it look a bit like some of the guys do that I've seen on different sites. I'll just go around with a file and me steel wool and just polish him up a bit before I put a primer on. Try and get him done today so I can put both him and Napoleon under primer with a couple of other figures. But so that's 54mm. I'm sorry for holding the camera up, but it is an impromptu video. This is the Airfix one I'm working on. This is what obviously would be called a round figure. This is all detached at the moment. I'm working, as you can see, a fair bit of filler, and I've put some rolled up great coat underneath, because that's what it should have really, or great coat, yeah, just great coat rather than blanket, I believe. But yeah, I'm just trying to show that's a round figure. Let's see if we can put him in the background. I'm trying not to, these bend really easy, so you have to be a bit careful with them. And there's our 54mm next to him. I say it's a different art form. I'd thoroughly recommend, if you don't really know anything, or you've never seen these figures before, just for your own, just to see what I'm talking about, just put flat tin figures in. They usually come in 30mm and 54mm, a couple, sometimes a bit larger. And there are modern ones, you can get Asterix figures, which obviously, me being a big Asterix fan, I might look at some stage. But for a problem in the UK at the moment, we're getting hammered with like post office charges and stuff for handling stuff that comes in. So I try and get off UK sellers, and they're not really very popular over here, so you just have to get what's around at the time. So I really just, if I can enjoy doing this, and it comes up something like I'd expect it to, I'll still do more of these figures in amongst all the other figures I do. But unlike the round figures that obviously you can get 10 a penny really, these in the UK are particularly hard to find. So yeah, thanks a lot for stopping by and taking a look. I know there's not a load of interest in, people don't really want to see bits of flat pewter, but as I say, it's just showing you some other type of figures that are out there and what you can do with your paintbrush really. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. I've still got another unboxing to do. I've got that one from Hystrix Agents, not a Napoleonic figure, but black powder still. It was in the sale and I bought it because I wanted the figure for a few years, so I was dead chuffed to get that. So I will do an unboxing of that sometime this week. And there'll be some other Napoleonic stuff coming up soon as well. And I'll give you an update. I keep showing this this Airfix. I don't see as much point in an update because I keep showing it, but yeah, I'll give you an update on the Airfix 54mm as well at some stage this week as well. So take care. Thanks for stopping by and taking a look. I understand if you know, all the guys that do comment on my stuff, it's hard to get excited about a flat tin figure unless you're into flat tin figures like me. So I understand that. Obviously don't worry about it with the comments. I just wanted to just to show you guys what's out there. As I say, the Napoleon figure, first console, slightly boring. As I say, and it's a bit out of context because he's not got his table there. You know, he's pointing into nowhere, and he's in his court dress. So, you know, not particularly great. But this, I do love these. And as I say, if you're interested, I've run out of money now. But if you're interested, I do believe the seller's got not a bunch, but 3, 4, 5. I don't know of these still for sale, and some 30mm ones as well. So you might want to take a look if you're in the UK. Look after yourselves, and we'll speak soon and see each other soon on another video.